In a smoky old bar on a street of despair sat a gambler weathered with silver streaked hair. His eyes told a tale of a life on the edge, of choices made boldly, of a man close to death. He clutched his last coin, worn and faded by time, a relic of the past, a reminder of his prime. With a lifetime of memories of love, loss, and vice, he whispered a prayer and took one last roll of the dice for the chance to rewrite the chapters of history, his darkness to light, through the highs and the lows, the regrets and disguise. He sought his redemption in one last roll of the dice. Yes, he sought his redemption in one last roll of the dice. His heart carried burdens, his shoulders regrets. He had one last shot to repay all his debts. The dice in his hand were like fate's sharpened knife. As he gazed at the table, nothing to bet but his life. The room hushed to silence, this moment was here. The echoes of laughter and the pouring of beer, with a trembling hand and fear in his eyes. He steeled his nerves and took one last roll of the dice with salvation in sight. One last roll of the dice to put everything right. Through the tapestry of life his heart had been ice, yet his life flashed before him in one last roll of the dice. Yes, his life flashed before him in one last roll of the dice. Each bounce of the dice held a lifetime untold, a story of choices, of being young and bold. In the dance of their landing he turned away, for he couldn't bear to watch as the gods had their say. The dice settled gently, their verdict was clear. He'd saved his skin for at least one more year. But this wasn't the end, far from it, my friend, for he'd paid a large price just to save his life. One last roll of the dice, see the fear in his eyes as the table goes silent, adjusting their ties. It seemed as if they were frozen in time, but Lady Luck would judge one last roll of the dice. Yes, one last roll of the dice. And as the last die came to a rest on that night, he prayed that the pips would save him from his plight. But this gamble was for more than some cold hard cash. It was to keep him from hell with one last roll of the dice. To keep him from hell with one last roll of the dice.